For thousands of years, people have believed that forests have spirits. Whether they are kind and benevolent or malevolent and vengeful seems to be a toss-up. Sometimes these spirits will try to help humans by warning them of danger. Other times, they will try to hinder them, leading travelers astray or causing them to get lost forever. Today, we will look at a case from New York where a man who went for a walk in the woods never came back. The searchers found his body far away from where he was last seen alive. His death was so mysterious that it baffled investigators. That there may be more to this case than meets the eye. It all started on June 27th, 1986, when a 34-year-old teacher named Michael Lelko left his house in Niagara to go for a walk. He had just finished his shift at school and wanted to enjoy the nice weather before it got dark. It was summer in New York, and the temperature that day reached a high of 81 degrees. The sky was clear with only a few clouds, which meant that Michael would have had an unobstructed view of the stars once the sun went down. Michael lived on a dead-end street, so once he left his home, he could either turn left onto Ridge Road or right onto Saunders Settlement Road. Both roads were well paved, but if Michael wanted to continue walking, he would have eventually hit a dead end, at which point he would need to turn around and come back. In the days leading up to his disappearance, Michael had been planning to drive to Buffalo the next day to meet up with his girlfriend, who was a student of his. The two had been seeing each other in secret, which added a lot of stress to Michael's life. On the night he disappeared, he had driven to Buffalo to pick up his girlfriend and bring her back to his home, which is why it was so strange that he decided to go for a walk instead of relaxing. Around 9:30 p.m., a neighbor saw Michael walking past their house. They said hello to him, to which he responded. But the neighbor did not see anything unusual about him. This was the last confirmed sighting of Michael. At 10:45 p.m., his mother called the police to report him missing. She told them that he had not come home yet and that it was unlike him to be out this late without calling to say that he would be late. When the police asked her which way he would have been walking, she pointed to the left, indicating that he would have been heading toward Ridge Road. The officers searched along the road, but there was no sign of Michael. They found that Ridge Road ended just as expected, but there was no sign of Michael turning around and coming back. The investigators found this odd because it would have been dark by then, and Michael would have known that he would have to return soon. If he hadn't turned around, he would have continued walking until he reached another road. But even if he made it that far, he would have had to cross a busy highway. The police thought that he would not have been able to cross the highway in the dark, which meant that he must have turned around at some point. As the hours passed, the police grew more and more worried. They called off the search for the night and started again at first light. By now, the investigators knew that Michael would not have been able to walk very far. So they concentrated their efforts around Saunders Settlement Road, focusing specifically on the part of the road near Michael's house. On the second day, they brought in cadaver dogs, but unfortunately, they did not find any human remains. For weeks, the police continued searching for Michael, but they came up empty-handed. His parents put up reward posters all over town, offering $10,000 for any information regarding his whereabouts. Then in late July, a hunter stumbled upon something while looking for deer. He was walking in the forest about 5 miles from Michael S.'s house when he heard a twig snap under his foot. Startled, he looked down and saw a human skull. He immediately called the police, and they came to retrieve the skull along with the rest of the body. When the medical examiner examined the body, they determined that it was Michael. He had suffered blunt force trauma to the head, which caused the skull fracture. They also found that his clothes were torn and that he had defensive wounds on his hands. These findings indicated that Michael had been attacked, but the police still did not know what happened to him. They suspected that Michael had gotten lost in the forest after leaving his house, but why would someone hurt him? Was it a random act of violence, or was there something more to it? Before we move on, make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified every time we upload a new video. There are over 100 million trees in New York as forests, and every one of them is connected to an intricate network of roots beneath the ground. These roots form a sort of internet that allows trees to communicate with each other through underground fungi. The trees can warn each other of danger by sending chemical signals through the roots. But there are many other mysterious aspects to trees. Some people believe that they can sense danger and will automatically grow away from dangerous things. Others say that trees can remember things that happened to them and store them in their trunks like hard drives. Still others claim that trees can somehow heal people, perhaps by emitting certain frequencies or by simply providing a peaceful environment. But perhaps the most common belief is that trees can attract spirits. In fact, some people believe that spirits are the trees. There are many stories of people going into the woods to relax only to have malevolent spirits enter their bodies and drive them insane. Others say that they have heard voices or seen apparitions deep in the woods. Some have even claimed to have witnessed strange lights deep in the forest, lights that have nothing to do with the moon or the stars. Whether or not these claims are true, there is no denying that forests are full of mystery. And sometimes these mysteries take on a life of their own. Back in 1986, the police were stumped. They had recovered Michael's body, but they still did not know what happened to him. His family was desperate for answers, but the police were unable to provide them. They had no leads, and the killer seemed to have vanished into thin air. Years passed, and the case grew cold. Michael's parents refused to give up, though. They continued to hand out flyers and talk to anyone who would listen. They believed that someone out there knew what happened to their son, and they were determined to find out the truth. Then, in 2018, Michael's brother, Keith, took matters into his own hands. He started a website dedicated to finding justice for Michael. He put up a reward of $100,000 and asked for the public as help in solving the case. Keith also hired a private investigator, hoping that they would have better luck finding answers than the police. But so far, nothing has turned up. The case remains unsolved, and the family is still searching for answers. In the years since Michael's death, many theories have sprung up to explain what happened to him. Some believe that he was attacked by a wild animal, but there is no evidence to support this theory. Others believe that he was kidnapped and taken to an unknown location, but there is no evidence of this either. Still, others believe that Michael stumbled upon something that he was not supposed to see, perhaps a crime scene or a drug deal gone wrong. But again, there is no evidence to support any of these theories. Perhaps the most popular theory is that Michael was the victim of a random act of violence. Maybe he was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time and paid the ultimate price, but this theory does not sit well with Michael's family. They believe that their son was not a random target and that there is more to his death than meets the eye. Whatever the truth may be, the case of Michael DeLuca remains a mystery. His family continues to hope that one day they will get the answers they deserve, but so far, justice for Michael has been elusive. So what do you think happened to Michael? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and share this video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.